You already know what it is. DjPadrino, TheConnect, Coke Boys. We out here, Boston. Shout out REDFLAMEZ TV. You already know the grind never stops.
TV, y'all already know, grind never stops. We're here with the official Coke Boy DjPadrino, TheConnect. What it do, my dude? Happy New Year's and all that good stuff, man. Glad to have you on board. So let's get right into it. Tell us about your movement, man. What's been going on with you, man? 2K15, we in it. You did a lot of work in 14, man. I see, you know, you released that interstate trafficking, man. Perfect timing.
Yep.
Top of the year, first quarter. I see it's doing real good on that piff, man. So what it is, man?
Doing little numbers, man. We just trying to make it work, do what it do. You know, dropping the first tape of the year. Got a couple more coming. I got Cheese, Coke Boys, Designer Drugs. That tape's gonna be dropping real soon. Been working on that one about 6 months right now, so we really cooking up something special.
Okay.
Matter of fact, we're gonna be in Jersey next week with Cheese doing a show.
Okay.
Starting up on Lil Durk's tour next week. January 24th, that's the one we're gonna be in Jersey. February 22nd, we're gonna be in Boston with Lil Durk.
Okay.
I mean, we always stay working, man. I'm like a shark. If I stop swimming, I'll die.
Right.
Right.
Now, in saying that you were shocked in the things you do, I noticed that you stretching the DJ into different facets. You now doing the interview stuff. Yeah, I see you editing. One question I gotta ask you: are you a promoter in between all of that?
I mean, some of the events, the concerts, the shows that we do, we put up the money and everything behind it ourselves.
Okay.
So, I do a little bit of everything, man. I can't,
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the jack of all trades because then I'll be the expert at nothing. But, I try to do a lot of things so I can, not have to rely on so many other people. My grind is my grind, and not everybody can match that. So at the end of the day, I don't want nobody holding me back. If I could do whatever I need to do on my own, then I'll make it happen one way or the other.
Right. How long you been DJing, my dude?
2.5 years. That's it. I only been doing this since 2012. I used to do a lot of other things. I went away on a little vacation from 2010, 2011 while I was sitting up. I figured I owe it to myself to try a different route. If that don't work out, I could always go back to the streets. The streets ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, always calling.
Exactly. But, I just picked it up. One thing led to the next. And that's why I say, where I'm standing right now, I never thought I would be here two and a half years ago.
Right. Now in saying that, like 2.5 years ago, man, and then becoming the DJ for one of the biggest groups right now, or it's been the biggest group for the last couple of years, man. I mean, Frenchie got it going on, man, and the rest of the fellas, they do what they do. How did that come about that you became the DJ? Because remember, 2.5 years or so, and you become the Coke Boy DJ. I mean, that says a hell of a lot.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there that's been doing this longer than me, or whatever, 10 years, 20 years, however, it might not be in the same position. But, from day one, I always thought, whenever I get an opportunity, I never say no. I always take that step because I don't know where it's going to lead. So when I started DJing, I got an opportunity to help produce radio shows at a radio station. Then they saw what I could do and asked me to host my own show. And then from there, a couple people from Coke Boys reached out to me to come on to the show, and the rest is history.
Wow. Okay, man, it don't happen like that too often, man. That's an easy road, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky, very blessed, to be in the position that I'm in. But at the end of the day, I'm 1,000 miles from where I want to be in my own mind. You know what I mean? This is only step one.
The grind never stops, my dude. You already know. So, in terms of now you being that DJ, and I noticed that the DJ game seemed to have changed within the last several years, where, once upon a time the DJ broke records, it broke artists, and it seemed to be now like the DJ's like the producer per se. I mean, we got the DJ Khaled's and so forth, man. Now, how you feel about that? Like, I mean, I know you got your hands, you real instrumental on Boston Boy Geo, man. You got him doing all type of things with these fellas and so forth, man. But it seemed like the breaking the artist and breaking the record is gone. How you feel about that?
I mean, it's not really gone per se, but you know, just like everything else, it's an evolution. You know what I mean? People wasn't playing basketball the way they're playing basketball now 50 years ago.
Real talk.
So, just, you know, survival of the fittest, you got to change with the times. And as things are moving forward, you know, DJs now, like you said, is getting on producing records and breaking songs that way, as being, you know, featured on the song and pushing it that way.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, I get records in my hands all the time to break and push in the clubs, send it off to the radio.
Yep.
But, you know, it's different, man. You know, I might have not been around.
Right.
I was doing some other things a
Right.
few years ago when things was different. So I only know how to do things the way that I do.
From that point on.
Yeah.
All right, so then, I mean, but you could kind of elaborate in terms of like, all right, you're the new era DJ. How do you feel about the new era DJ opposed to, because you've been in the game a long time, regardless if you just became a DJ, you know the game. How you feel about the DJs now where it's more CD opposed to the vinyl, like that transition? Do you find it easier to work that way?
I mean, you know, before I was ever taking DJing seriously, you know, I had always been a fan of music and DJing and, you know, played around on Technique 1200s, all the classic material. And now, you know, just like everything else is evolving to the electronic controllers and whatever. You know, to me, I don't care what kind of equipment anybody want to use. You know, as long as you can do your job and get done what you're supposed to do, that's all that matters to me. If you can make it sound right, fuck difference does it make where it came from.
Right.
I mean, the guys before me, you know, that, you know, I respect everybody in the game that's been doing this longer than me, because they're the ones that paved the road that I'm walking on right now.
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I got tunnel vision. I'm only focused on my path, which way I'm going. I don't really even see what nobody else is doing.
Right, real talk. I feel that. I tend to be the same way, man. So, while you going down this lane, what you hope to accomplish? Let's talk short term. This year, 2015, it just started. We in the first quarter, man. It's a couple quarters to go. What you hope to accomplish, man?
This year, I mean, only thing left is more money.
More money.
That's it. You know, we got tours in the works right now, shows already booked, mixtapes coming out. You know, the blueprint ain't changed. The only thing is the calendar.
Right.
All right, we doing the same thing we was doing last year. Only thing is I'm trying to do it one step bigger than I did last year.
Right.
I want to make everything that I did last year look like it was nothing compared to what I'm doing this year.
Right. Well, how is the transition with Gio being, you know, your road dog, your brother, and so forth, and then trying to crack him and get him into the game? I mean, what's your role in his career?
I mean, you know, basically, I known him since I was like this tall. You know, his whole family, and you know, from everything that I used to do in the street, they were always there. And when I figured this way, it's no different. When he told me that he was rapping and wanted to get into the industry, I said, you know, all right, I can't promise you a record deal or sell you no dream, but I could show you everything I learned over the past few years. And you know, like you said, through doing editing videos and engineering music, doing mixtapes, every different thing that I do is what I try to pass on, is to not need to rely on anybody outside of yourself or your circle.
Right.
Because then your success is being hinged on somebody else's work.
Right.
When at the end of the day, if I can teach myself or learn how to do everything on my own, then I'm 100% self-reliant.
Right. Which is obviously the way to be. Because, you know, I see he's grinding hard, man, and, you know, he got a huge buzz, and, you know, a lot of times he thanks you, you know, and you got to appreciate something like that, man, because you might not even be in the moment with him, and he's always making sure that, you know, I mean, hey, man, I guess that's my DJ, you know, and it is what it is. That's real good stuff, man. I mean,
I mean, it's crazy back in the day when I used to come in and come over to the crib in the projects and we sit around drinking, smoking, or doing some wild shit. I never thought we'd be, you know, sitting on stage in front of 1,000 people.
Right.
You know, so it's all.
How does that feel?
I mean,
especially
you know,
being the DJ, because you're on the stoop.
Yeah.
You're above it all, above the clouds. How does that feel when you up there, man?
I mean, it feels good, but you know, at the same time, it's kind of hard to soak it in the moment because
Right.
so many things are happening, and all I'm trying to focus on is making sure I'm doing my job
Right.
the best that I can. So I don't want to get lost in the moment.
Right.
But sometimes, you know, I'll go up on World Star or YouTube or somewhere and see a video that we just did, a vlog, and think like, you know, damn, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Right. In a little span of time, man. I mean, the DjPadrino, TheConnect, that brand, it became a brand. It's not just a dude no more.
Yeah, that's what I tried to, you know, to build it into something bigger than myself, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is a business.
Right.
And in a business, you have to have a product to sell. And the things that sell the most, make the most money, are brand names.
Right.
So you need to create yourself and market yourself as a brand,
As a brand.
become a household name.
Right.
You know, that your stamp, your name stands for a level of quality, or, you know what I mean?
Right. It has good reasoning behind it.
Yeah, you don't want to be, you know, some knockoff bootleg DVD
Right.
when you could have the real Paramount, you
Right.
know,
I feel you.
motion
man.
picture.
Right.
Contraband music.